Former President Donald Trump is on a mission. He wants Jewish voters to understand something. He is their champion. He feels deeply that his record on Israel speaks for itself. His frustration is palpable. He believes his unwavering pro-Israel stance should resonate deeply within the Jewish community, yet the electoral numbers tell a different story. Trump points to his 2016 and 2020 election results. The Jewish vote did not swing decisively in his favor. This puzzles him. He sees his policies as demonstrably pro-Israel. The decision to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, a move lauded by many Israelis, is a case in point. So too is his recognition of the Golan Heights as Israeli territory. These actions, Trump argues, are not mere political maneuvers. They are born out of a deep respect for Israel and its people. He contrasts his approach with that of the current administration. The Biden administration, in Trump's view, has been less steadfast in its support for Israel. This contrast, he hopes, will resonate with Jewish voters who prioritize a strong and secure Israel. The question remains, will Trump's overtures be enough to sway Jewish voters, or will they view his pronouncements with skepticism? Only time will tell. The relocation of the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem is a cornerstone of Trump's appeal to Jewish voters. This decision, he argues, was not just symbolic, it was a tangible demonstration of his commitment to Israel. He reminds audiences that previous administrations had promised such a move, yet they failed to deliver. Trump frames his decision as a corrective measure. He argues that Jerusalem, as the historic capital of the Jewish people, is the rightful seat of the U.S. Embassy. This stance resonates with many within the Jewish community, particularly those who view a united Jerusalem as integral to Israel's future. However, the embassy move also sparked controversy. Critics, both within the U.S. and internationally, argued that it would inflame tensions in the region. They warned of potential violence and a setback to the peace process. Trump dismisses these concerns. He sees the embassy move as a victory for Israel and a testament to his administration's bold foreign policy. For Trump, the embassy move is not just about bricks and mortar, it's about sending a clear message. America stands with Israel. This message, he believes, resonates deeply with Jewish voters. Trump pulls no punches when it comes to the Democratic Party. He paints a stark picture for Jewish voters. He suggests that their very existence is at stake. The Democratic Party, he argues, has become increasingly hostile to Israel. He points to figures like Vice President Kamala Harris, suggesting that her potential presidency would be disastrous for the Jewish state. He accuses Democrats of being beholden to elements within their party that are anti-Israel. He warns that a Democratic administration would weaken the U.S.-Israel alliance. This, he claims, would leave Israel vulnerable to its enemies. Trump's rhetoric is designed to sow seeds of doubt and fear. He wants Jewish voters to question their traditional allegiances. He wants them to see the Democratic Party as a threat to their security and well-being. Whether these claims will resonate with Jewish voters remains to be seen. Section 4. A stark choice: Trump or annihilation. Trump does not shy away from hyperbole. He paints a stark choice for Jewish voters: re-elect him or face annihilation. He claims that his defeat would embolden Israel's enemies. He warns of dire consequences, even suggesting that Israel could cease to exist. This rhetoric is designed to evoke fear and urgency. He wants Jewish voters to believe that their very survival depends on his re-election. He presents himself as the only one who can protect Israel from its enemies. Critics argue that Trump is engaging in fear-mongering. They accuse him of exploiting anxieties within the Jewish community for political gain. They point to his record, arguing that his policies have not always been in Israel's best interests. Despite the criticism, Trump's message appears to resonate with some. His supporters see him as a strong leader who will stand up for Israel. Section 5. Shared values or calculated tactics. Trump's appeals to Jewish voters are multifaceted. He uses a combination of flattery, fear, and shared grievance. He praises Jewish Americans for their contributions to American society. He highlights his own personal connections to the Jewish community. He speaks of his Jewish grandchildren and his unwavering support for Israel. He also taps into existing anxieties within the Jewish community. He plays on fears of anti-Semitism. He warns of the dangers of a nuclear Iran. He presents himself as the only one who can keep them safe. Critics argue that Trump's overtures are cynical and calculated. They accuse him of exploiting Jewish voters for political gain. They point to his history of making inflammatory remarks about minority groups. Whether Trump's appeals to Jewish voters will be successful remains to be seen. However, one thing is clear: he is determined to make inroads with this crucial voting bloc.